I think most people, but young people especially, have an incredibly difficult time playing the long game. Because if I'm thinking out on a 10-year time horizon, that is literally half of my life if I'm 22 years or 21 years old, like I am now. If I am thinking when I'm 30, that is such an incomprehensible amount of time. I literally can't think that far, but I know the importance of it, therefore I do. And I'll use my life as a personal example for this because I am actively doing this. I could be making a lot more money than I am right now because there's so much demand for my work. What I'm doing is I'm helping people with a large business as well as large social medias. I help them grow their business via online social media, help them get more views to funnel into their products. And because I've shown very good results, I can virtually take on as much work as I humanly wanted to. But I don't. And I don't do that because my inability to scale a business is I'm taking it much slower. I could in a month right now make $100,000, maybe even $200,000 in a month. I would take on everyone who wants to work with me, and I would probably crash and burn because I would need to hire 30 different people to make that happen. And instead, I'm thinking out this on a much longer term time horizon. The problem with thinking for short term and making a quick buck, yes, it is great. You make a quick buck. You can make $250,000, let's say, in a month. That would be great, right, Josh? But that would take us from losing the exponential compounding growth because I think what compounds the best is goodwill. So instead of charging all these people, I usually just do everything for free. And I'm doing that because I don't care what my 1 month income looks like right now. My only job or my only goal is to learn. So in 10 years, I never have to worry about anything ever. And funny enough, I think that actually makes it go a hell of a lot quicker. I've seen that in my personal life because I give so much goodwill to people. I'll use an example, a very personal life example from just this past 1 week alone. Right now, I'm working with Kenny McElroy. He runs a multi-billion-dollar business, has over 300 employees. The reason why I went to Ken and wanted to work with him is because I wanted to learn how to scale a business. So my goal was not to extract as much money from Ken as humanly possible, which I could. I could have said, dude, I'm going to charge you $25,000 per month, and he would probably pay it. But I didn't do that. I'm literally not making really anything from him, but that wasn't my intention. Because I am helping him so much, and I know the value that I'm providing him, it is insane. He is bringing me to dinners pretty much a few times a week. Last week, we got dinner with this guy who was an ex-NFL football player for the Eagles, linebacker, and now he has a talk show radio. He's making maybe $1 million a year or whatever. And I could help him and then 30 other people in his exact same space because they are under the same network. So I could, if I have the ability to scale, take over 30 different networks similar to what I'm doing right now instantly because I made the connection. And that's usually who the job goes to. It is the person who has the connection to these people. That is the sad situation. If you're good at what you're doing, of course, they would rather take on my work because they know it's working for Ken as opposed to some random person who cold outreaches. Same thing just yesterday, or actually 2 days ago now. I got lunch/dinner, or just grabbed a few beers after work with Kenny and the head wrestling coach for ASU. They are having an issue with funding because the old model was to raise money from rich people to help fund their program. Now what they are realizing, they need to do this through social media, but they have a huge opportunity because they are in a completely untapped niche where they could honestly be running a multi-million-dollar per year business. I'm not saying that I'm going to take that on as work, but those are all possibilities because of what I'm doing with Ken. Because I'm not charging him outrageous amounts of money for my services, I'm just giving him everything. He wants me to expand my business because I was very straightforward with Ken. I said, I'm not really going to charge you anything. What I'm going to charge you is I want to learn how to scale a business. And he's all for that. That is a mutualistic relationship. I'm giving him what he needs, and then he's giving me what I want. So I'm learning these incredible, valuable skills where it may not come up on my monthly income statement, but on your 10-year income statement, it is going to be one of the highest ROIs of all time because I'm not charging a ton of money. It is really that simple. I'm learning skills that I can use to apply to build this large foundation to where when I can scale infinitely, or not infinitely, but a hell of a lot higher than if I was just charging people through the nose, or even just not providing goodwill. Because I provide so much goodwill, I get introduced to people all the time of saying, hey, you helped me so much. Why help out my friend here? And it's like, okay, sure. And that just opens the doors to infinitely more possibilities. I see so many people that think that if they know some sort of answer, they just need to latch onto that and never tell anyone, ever. I actually didn't know that this was a thing until I was talking to my buddy Luke, and we would just bounce ideas back and forth, and then he would say, "Holy shit, this is great." A lot of people that he talked to, they would not want to tell them everything that they knew, and I never really saw that. I never really saw it that way because I know that there's an infinite amount of money to be made. There's an infinite amount of possibilities, and I think quite literally everyone can be successful. And I truly do believe that, but most people aren't going to do it either way. Even if I tell someone exactly what I know, they wouldn't have the 3 years of, or however many years of experience to take the end result and really know the process to make it happen. So there's really no downside in helping people. There's actually only upside. And so right now, I'm very cognizantly thinking about a very long term output with no regards to the day to day or month to month, as long as I'm moving in the right direction. Everything that I've done compounds. I went from making nothing to a few $1,000s a month. But it wasn't this linear growth. It was very stagnant. Then, shoop, then I went from 4 to 10, and then 10 to 15. Just usually adding some sort of skill set that allowed me to expand my business. The next step is really to scale via employees, which is challenging to manage people. But that's really the next step, which is why I'm so interested and hyper focused when I'm at work or in the office with Kenny. I'm not just thinking of how can I do the best job, but how the hell did you build this thing where you only have to come into the office whenever you feel like it, where 300 people are working very hard to make you richer every single day because they all have the incentives for themselves. I mean, Kenny makes so much damn money doing nothing now because of this machine that he built. And he didn't really start until he was 30. So I'm just trying to get on that roller coaster of momentum, is what he always calls it. The company builds momentum and snowballs forward, this was quite intentional, even though it is a very poorly drawn picture. Pretty much every year will be very slow, but this is very accurate for me. Year one, year two was making just about nothing. I made a huge jump up in income in year three. I would guess not a huge one in year four. I could see catastrophic growth in year five. And then it's just nonstop because the snowball is built. And these charts will just start to go absolutely insane in the future for year 10 when you are continuously building this snowball that just builds and feeds upon itself. I would say for me, in the short term, my biggest meter of success is not income, but it's the value I can provide other people and the skills that I'm gaining, because those are really what lasts with you forever. So right now, that is my only goal because I'm in such an unfortunate position where I have no expenses. I am having pretty much everything paid for. I'm making enough money to where I can do really whatever I want. And I know that most people are not in that situation, but I wasn't either. I really wasn't at all until now, which took over 3 years to build and develop. And probably 80% of it has came in the last few months, the latter half of it, because these skills and relationships, they compound so much over time. But as a young person, it's so hard to think on long time horizons, even 3 years. 3 years out is so hard for me to fathom. Therefore, I just know that's what I'm trying to work for, like a 10, 20-year plan, where I don't even know where the hell I'm going to be. I'm just doing the things that I think will benefit myself in 20 years. And who knows, maybe I should be focused on income only and I'm messing everything up. And I should be trying to make the 100, 200 grand a month that I could be making right now. That could be the right thing to do, and I could be messing everything up. So probably don't take anything that you hear on the internet just as gospel, because I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. I drew this in 2 seconds. I opened up my laptop and I hit record because I promised myself that I was going to make a video every day for 1,000 days. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Most people don't either. I see so many people think that they know the almighty truth online. And that is certainly not the case. I think the people that I gravitate towards are the ones then they know how little they actually know, which are usually the most successful people as well, which is a weird thing. But anyway, goodbye.